Morning guys, it's about 6:50 a.m. Got a couple things that I want to work on today. However, we haven't done an unboxing for a while. So let's do that first. Alright guys, we got a couple of boxes to open. I want to show you a little bit of background with this before we open them. Had a company approach me actually on my YouTube channel, and at first I thought it was like a scam or a spam or something, but I messaged them back and it was legit. And it's a company that wants to send me parts to help with this build. So I guess you could say they're a sponsor, but let's open it up and I'll show you what we got. Okay, the first thing I got, this is kind of neat. They sent me a switch panel. Looks like it's got a USB receptacle, 12 volt, voltmeter, and a bunch of fun little logos. If you're under the age of 18, please disregard this one. Anyways, yeah, it looks like the logos are permanent. Yeah, they're permanent. It looks like an etched design. So that's the switch panel you get when you order it. I'm going to leave links in the description for this. The company that's doing this goes by Auxbeam, A-U-X-B-E-A-M. I'm going to leave links in the description for both of these products. I'm going to ask them for some more stuff, and we'll just keep unboxing it as it comes along. And of course, this stuff won't be coming into play until I get the body built. So it'll be up kind of towards the end of the build, but I will hang on to these until then, and then we'll get them installed at that point. This is the one that I'm more excited about. Although anything that somebody sends out excites me, but this one will be more appropriate. Like we got a bunch of powder-coated hardware. Some stickers. Okay. So this light bar, notice it looks a little bit different from other light bars. You see the two little portions on the end there? That's a side beam. So this is pretty unique in its design. It's pretty heavy. I don't know, it feels like maybe 15 pounds, 10, 15 pounds. And check this out. They got these little beams on the ends too. So here's the name of the company. I will post a link in the description for this light bar as well. And like I said, this stuff won't get installed until we get the body built. And at that point, then we'll know where to put all this stuff. We're going to work on some stuff today. Let me show you what we got. Thanks again to Auxbeam for sending those two products out for me to test and unbox on my channel. I got these reducer sleeves off of Amazon. They were less than 10 bucks each if I remember right. But basically what we're going to do today is splice together some axles. So we got two of them to do. The front one is going to be the more difficult one because I have to mount that to these sleeves, and I have to modify one of the sleeves because it's still got this old hydraulic You see that little pin there? That's from when they first built snowcats, they had a hydraulic ram that would push on that. Well, they obsoleted those and went to a different tensioning system. Let's see if I have them sitting up here. Actually, they're over here. So they went to a different tensioning system, which are these bolts that back into the front of that axle. And you'll kind of see that today when I'm working on this, how those work out. I'm not actually going to weld those to the frame just yet because I'm not certain. I basically have to do some research and look at some pictures to make sure I weld them in the right spot. I'm pretty sure they just sit flush with the front, but I want to make sure. Otherwise, the bolt might be short. So anyways, I think I'll start with the smaller ones. We're going to have to do some grinding to get that sleeve to fit in there. Nice tight fit. And cut down these axles, of course, a little bit. And then we can potentially slide that together, get it to line up with a standard size axle here. And basically go from there. Get it all welded together, cleaned up nice, and then we'll start working on the front one, which will be more steps involved. So let's get started. This one turned out fairly decent. I still have to grind everything down, but that'll happen before we do paint. That sleeve in there has got, well, I started with the sleeve and then put 2 more layers on it, so there's tons of weld in there. So I don't think that's a point of stress in the middle of these axles anyway, but I just did it overkill because that's normally how I do things. These arms will need to get cleaned up, and I'll have to probably TIG those and redo some of the welds on those. They look like some 4-year-old did them. I found a bonus repair I get to do here. Yeah, the things you find when you wire wheel things down are pretty amazing. This right here, if I wouldn't have taken this down and just thrown some paint over it, this could leave you stranded out in the middle of nowhere with this whole front arm breaking off. Then you don't have any bogey on the front and your track gets thrown. That would be a dead in the water type situation. That would suck. And that crack goes all the way around this side here. See that? So I'm going to have to get in there with the TIG and clean that up. Shouldn't be too hard of a repair to take care of. I don't think it made it to this side, which is good. But all these little things start appearing when we start taking the paint and the rust and everything off the frame. I'm hoping that there's not too much of that stuff on the frame. The frame looks pretty good so far, but mysteries appear as you start taking things down. These axles turned out really good. I don't do welding for a living, so there's not going to be any weld porn. Well, I do on occasion, but it's very rare. So if you're worried about the welds that I did, just trust me that there's a, a whole bunch of wire in each one of these, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Same scenario when I built the exoskeleton on the truck on Able, and the roll bar and all of the push bars and everything on the Baja. Same style of welding. I'm not perfect, but the stuff tends to work out. There's other channels that have stuff like that going on with all the different colored rainbow stainless, and you know, people know how to get into it and create a blue weld or a pink weld or whatever. They know all the heat structure of that. I'm not that good. So, but other than that, I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you learned something, or you had fun, or you liked the music, or any of the above, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. We're going to keep going on this build, piece by piece, little bit by little bit. We'll eventually get Rusty back to the condition he should have been in from the factory. So we'll keep moving forward on that. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time. See you later. Bye-bye.